everyone, and welcome to the PCSS Connection. I'm your host, Buddy Pearson, the Communications and Marketing Supervisor. What a run it has been for the Cookeville High Cavalier basketball team. The Cavaliers just wrapped up the most successful season in program history by making it all the way to the Class 4A Boys Basketball State Championship. And a man who had a courtside seat to all of it and helped orchestrate it all is the head coach, Josh Heard. And Josh, first of all, congratulations, man, on what a great season. I know that losing in the championship game still stings, but man, when you look back at this entire season on what your team has accomplished, I mean, you got to be proud.
I am. You know, those guys bought in from the beginning and just fought their way out of every practice and every workout, just as champions. You know, so I'm extremely proud of them.
Now, how many years have you been coaching at Cookeville High?
This is my fifth year.
Your fifth year. So in 5 years, you've been able to take this team to a state championship game.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and that means a lot to me because, you know, these are the kids that came in, you know, with me as freshmen.
Yeah.
You know, and I had these guys, these same seniors. I had these guys when they were in sixth grade, with either Prescott or with Mojo basketball.
Yeah.
So to be able to go from there to this it's been a great blessing.
And to have your sons on the team and be able to experience that. I mean, a lot of coaches can enjoy success, but not so much make it a family affair like you have with Josh and Jalen.
Yes, you know, that meant a lot to me, just to be able to get somewhere that I've never been and to be able to share that with my two sons. You know, that is, I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, that's the only thing you can call that is a blessing.
Yeah. Now, when did you know that you had something special this year?
Well, I mean, we knew when they came in as freshmen that they were good and they were talented, and we knew that, you know, we just needed to direct them in the right way. You know, and those guys had to buy in. Yeah. But, you know, it was tough not having Colin the sophomore year and junior year.
Right.
You know, that really hurt, just not having, you know, that pure point guard.
Right.
You know, really hurt. But when we started the season off, I know me and Coach Hill, you know, we talked about it in practice about how practice was different.
Yeah.
You know, he would say that all the time in the office, and he would say that, you know, at the end of practice that, you know, these practices are different than the ones in the past. And basically that just because of the experience, the guys knew what we expected of them, and they came out and actually did it every single day.
You know, to have some, you talk about your staff, Coach Hill, to have some of those guys, Bailey Gillum, some of those guys that have played at Cookeville High School, that have been part of the Cavalier program for a long time, to have them sitting over there with you and enjoying the success, that'd make it sweet too.
And, you know, and those guys bring the love every single day. You know, Matt Hill, Scotty Gillum, and his son Bailey Gillum, they all played basketball for Cookeville High School.
Yeah.
And they all talked about their experience when they played and how far they got and where they wanted to go. And that was a big part of our motivation this year with those guys because, you know, they could feel and they knew that they were telling the truth about how they wanted to go.
Yeah. Well, you know, you get into the postseason, you win the district regular season championship, you win the district tournament, you win the region championship, which, you know, you're able to do that, and then host a sectional game at home, which, you know, Cookeville had never done before. Yeah. And the crowd, the atmosphere, just the electricity for that sectional game, I mean, that was amazing.
It was great, you know, just walking out. And the only time I saw the crowd was when I came on the court. I never see them during the game. That's just a deal for me.
Yeah.
But to see the number of people that were there when the game started and to hear them, you know, I've went back and watched the game on film, and I didn't even know this at the time, but, you know, there were people lined up around the top of the gym because they were standing, you know. So to have that gymnasium like that and for all those individuals to be in there for a common goal, and that is to, you know, cheer on us, you know, it meant a lot.
Yeah. You get to state. First time ever. Cookeville participated in the state tournament back in 1954, but it wasn't classifications. It wasn't like going to the Glass House in Murfreesboro. Yeah. A lot different back then. Yeah. You make it down there for the first time. What was the team like? What were the players like? I mean, were you deer in the headlights, or were you relaxed? I mean,
no, you know, and you know, anytime I do something for the first time, I try to get advice from individuals who's already been there. So I reached out to some coaches, you know, that have been to that situation, and the biggest advice I was given was to make sure I enjoy every single moment.
Yeah.
Just to take it in and allow those players to take it in as well. And then I was told to make sure we do everything that we've been doing. You know, don't change anything. Don't change practice. Don't change routines.
Yeah.
So I did that, and we did that, you know, and we just we took it all in. We enjoyed ourselves while we were down there. We didn't want to be down there and just be all stiff and just nervous and all that. So, you know, before we went, we had practice, we had workouts. We did every single thing like we've done in the past. Mm-hmm. And when we got there, you know, luckily we go to Florida every Christmas. So the same rules and routines that we did for Florida, we did it for this tournament.
Okay.
And the kids were used to it.
Yeah.
I didn't have to go over rules. I didn't have to do this and do that with them because they already knew. You know, I didn't have to give them a curfew because after we got dinner, all the players said, "Coach, we're going in our room.
Yeah.
We're going to bed."
They knew what was up.
They knew.
Yeah.
So they were focused, you know. So I think that was just the biggest thing for us, just to take it all in, enjoy it, but still keep a mindful eye of our routine and just do what we do on the basketball court.
You come out, you beat Maryville by 10. Good game, played really well. Next game, Bartlett, one of the top teams in the state. I mean, that was an absolute grind of a game.
Yes.
Emotional game. You're down by 11. You come back, and then Joseph Owens hits the shot with seconds left to put you guys up.
Yeah.
You know, Bartlett still has a chance, and then never gets a shot off, and you wind up winning. The emotion you showed, the emotion that the team showed, did that take so much out of you before the championship game?
You know, it did, and we tried our best. You know, even with you speaking about it right now, it gives me goosebumps right now. You know, just to go back in that moment. So,
yeah.
Again, I wanted the boys to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I wanted to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like you said, it was the biggest win in our coaching career.
Yeah.
I know for me it was, and I know for those players, it's the biggest game they've ever played in.
Yeah.
To that point. And to go out and to play as hard as they played in that second half, I mean, it was great to see.
Yeah.
So at the end of the game, yes, that was the first time I've ever been that emotional, and I shared that with the fans. I shared that with
Yeah.
our student body.
That was awesome.
You know, and we told the guys in the locker room, you know, you have to do media after the games, so you don't even get to go see the team until 20 minutes afterwards.
Yeah, you got to go right to the media room and do interviews.
So that was
people asking you questions.
Yes, yeah. So by the time we get to the locker room, you know, it's 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
But I tell you, you know, I told the boys that they just needed to enjoy this for 3 hours.
Yeah, basically.
It was 3 hours. I told them, you have 3 hours to enjoy this, and then we got to get back to work. We got to get back focused. We got to get going. You know, we loaded game film from the team that we were going to play. You know, on our messaging and our Huddle app. So, but the boys did exactly that. You know, we went at 8, and exactly 3 hours after that, I can remember. The seniors, I think it was my son on the bus yelling out, "Guys, 3 hours is up. No more laughing, no more playing around. Let's get back to work."
Yeah.
You know, so that was great to hear. But you know, just emotionally, that was a tough game.
Yeah.
And to play right after that and the next morning was very, very tough. You know, so but the guys came out, they played hard.
Yeah.
You know, we just didn't make shots, but yes, that Bartlett game was a tremendous experience, you know, to come out on the winning side of that.
Yeah. Played Independence in the championship. Didn't go like you had planned. Obviously, a lot of disappointment after the fact. But your team brought the silver ball back to Cookeville.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you had some guys named to the all-tournament team.
Yes.
And you were named Coach of the Year, the BCAT Coach of the Year for 4A.
Yes.
I mean, just all the accolades now just started rolling out for you and the team to maybe reflect back. And, yeah, I mean, it hurts to lose a state championship.
It does.
But, my goodness, you made it to a state championship, something that no other team in the history of Cookeville High has ever done.
Yes.
And so, you know, why not sit back and reflect a little bit and I'm sure you'll have the underclassmen focused and start
Yes.
working on camps and stuff like that. But
Yes.
enjoy the success a little bit.
Yeah, and I've tried to do that. I got a lot of text messages. Coach, enjoy it. Coach, enjoy it.
Right.
Coaches that we played throughout this year, congratulating us and just saying, Coach, enjoy it. You got there. And I told every last one of them the same thing. I said, it is so hard to enjoy this because you lost.
Yeah.
But, we told the guys, in the locker room that it wasn't a loss, it was a lesson.
Yeah.
And it was a great lesson for us to have, and for us to go out and to put forth the effort that we put through the whole year. I told those guys when they come out of the locker room, I don't want to see one head down.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I want to see everybody heads up. I
Right.
said, you have your family, you have your friends out here that you're about to go see. I said, I don't want you crying. I don't want you emotional. I want you to go out there smiling. And I said, you've done something that no other team in the history of Cookeville has done.
Yeah.
So go out and have fun, and we did that. We came out in the locker room together. We went up and met our families. So, the boys were smiling. They were happy. So that meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
I didn't want anybody crying and doing that because, like I said, it was a celebration for us to do what we done that year. And,
Right.
And to come back into Cookeville the way we came back, outstanding the way the community allowed us to do that. The sheriff department, our SROs put that together and to escort us in. That was a moment that I know I will never forget. I know the players will never forget.
Yeah.
You couldn't see inside our bus because the windows were all tinted, but
Right.
every single person was standing up. From the moment we entered off the interstate, everybody stood up and looked down the road the whole way into Cookeville and whole way to the high school. So
Yeah.
to have that was it was a great moment.
That's
It
awesome.
was good.
Well, there was a basketball coach at Tennessee Tech that coached girls while you were playing for the boys team. His name was Bill Worrell, and he says,
Yes.
"You're only as good as your next championship."
I hear that.
So enjoy this one,
Yes.
and then the expectations come right back on you, Coach. You've set the
Yes.
bar high now, man.
And that's what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
We brought back that Cookeville standard.
Yeah.
We brought back the standard of winning. And we talked to those young guys, those juniors and sophomores and freshmen in the locker room, and we had a meeting on Monday, and I told them that now you guys know what to expect. And we've already started our workouts. We lift weights now. We got a routine where we're doing that. We're going to be doing our just footwork drills, just everything. Shooting drills. So, it's already started, and those guys want to do that. So that's what makes it easy for a coach when you are motivating and coaching kids that actually want to get better.
Yeah.
And every kid in there wants to get better.
Well, I know you brought some of the seniors with you, and we certainly want to talk to them, and what a great group of seniors they've been. I know they've been very special to you,
Yes.
especially the fact that your son was one of those, and you got
Yes.
to coach him his entire high school career.
Yes.
But again, we want to wish you congratulations and just great job, and to see the support at the state tournament from Cookeville. I've been going to the state tournament for over 25 years, and I've never seen a crowd turn out like that or as loud as that crowd was. I was doing the broadcast on the radio for the championship game,
Okay.
and there were times when I couldn't hardly hear in my headphones.
Wow.
It was so loud.
Wow, that was great. And again, I didn't notice how big the crowd was until
Yeah.
after the game when I watched it on film. There were teachers that taught me on Monday about how we had the biggest crowd ever and how big it was.
Yeah.
And they all laugh when I tell them. I said, "Guys, I never saw you." I said, "I never look up in the crowd.
Yeah,
I don't
nothing
know."
personal, but
yeah,
you were
it's-
coaching the game.
I was coaching.
Yeah.
I was so focused. But to hear everybody talk about how much support we had, that was outstanding. That was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Well, Coach Josh Heard, congratulations on a great season, and we hope we'll be back next year talking about a state championship, about a gold ball.
Indeed. Thank
All
you,
right.
sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
And joining us now, a couple of seniors from this record-setting Cookeville High Cavalier team. We got Bennett Reeves, we got Jack Oakley, and I understand you guys hang out a lot, and there's a lot of funny stories to tell. We'll get to that in a little bit, but let's talk about the season. Let's talk about wrapping up your senior year playing in a state championship game. Did you ever think when you went to Cookeville High as freshmen you'd play in a state championship game?
Not at all. Honestly, no. I mean, coming in, you heard it. Like, I mean, we were going 17-12 most years.
Yeah.
And going out first round of region. It was just kind of.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of what.
It was kind of what happened.
Right.
And so, like, I watched my brothers do it. Obviously, Jacob made one run. I think they went like second round or something. But
Yeah.
no, yeah, I never thought that would happen.
Yeah. Jack, what about you?
Same here. I mean, obviously we had hopes to do it, but it just kind of seemed out of reach. I got to watch, my brother do it 2 years
Yeah.
before me, and so it's just like it just never seemed like it was a possibility. And so it's been great to be able to make that run for sure.
I know it's been less than a week since the championship game, and you guys have had to go back to school. Spring break's over, and now that you've had a chance to kind of look back and reflect a little bit, have you been able to just take in everything you guys were able to accomplish as a team?
For sure, yeah. I think when it gets done, you're feeling all the emotions, and
Yeah.
it's sad and mad at the things we could have done better. But I think now we've kind of got time to simmer down, and we realized the magnitude of what we were able to accomplish and do for the school and community, just for what we did.
Yeah.
100%. Like what he said about the community,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like I worked at the Y, and I mean, people coming up to me, congratulating me,
Yeah.
saying this and that. And like, we fell short to our standards.
Sure.
Because obviously gold ball, the gold ball thinking
Right.
stuff. But I mean, yeah, like just seeing the community come together like that, like I've never seen that before, other than the tornado stuff. But I mean, it was great. Like obviously fell short, but just I don't know, saying hi to people, congratulations, all this and that. Like it was great.
People we don't even know.
Yeah.
coming up to us,
Coming up
and
to you,
saying
yeah.
how much fun it was to watch. It means a lot to us for sure.
It's crazy.
Well, it kind of, I think the tip of the iceberg was that sectional game and the crowd that there was there for the sectional game. And I think seeing that, it was like, oh, wow, okay, there's something special going on here when we saw all the people that showed up at Cookeville High, and then you guys beat Bradley Central the way you did. And it's like, okay, here we go, we're going to state. And I have been down to state. I've been going for 25 years. And I was telling Coach Heard this, and I've never seen a crowd like there was at the championship game. I've never seen a crowd like that for any level of championship game, for any level of tournament game. I've never seen a crowd like there was when you guys played Independence. I was doing a radio broadcast, and I could barely hear through my headphones because the crowd was getting so loud.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I mean, that had to energize you guys.
It was like you could feel it.
Yeah.
Like the student section going. They did some type of chant before tip-off went, and that's whenever it all kind of hit.
Yeah.
Because normally, you kind of block out the noise, focus on the game.
Right.
But in that moment, honestly, I was just taking it all in.
Yeah.
Like the whole city was in Murfreesboro, which was
It
insane.
was. Speaking of taking it all in, the Bartlett game was by far one of the best games, most exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not the most well-played game, but you guys grinded out a win in dramatic fashion. And the emotion after that game, I mean, it was pretty emotional.
That's a feeling I've never had.
Yeah, it was different for sure. It was electric. I guess
That's
probably
the
best
word.
word to say. It was electric.
Yeah.
It was.
No, I don't think anyone thought we could really win that game. I mean, like
Except for
people
us.
said, besides us.
We were confident going into that game
Yeah.
because like we were sitting. I did this stupid little thing. I was vlogging the whole state trip, and there was a clip where me and Jack, we didn't talk about losing the game one time.
Yeah.
We were like, we'll check back in with y'all on Saturday when we play the state championship. Like we went into
Confident.
that game. We knew we were gonna win it.
Yeah.
We went out and did it. So I mean,
got down early, but we knew that we knew if we
locked
rallied that we'd come
Sure.
together, and we did, and it was a lot of fun. It's one of the most
in.
fun
It was a blast.
basketball games I've been in. Probably the most fun basketball game. Maybe that and the
That's the
sub-state
best
game.
one
Those are the two games
Yeah.
that really stick out.
So you look back on your career now, Bennett, what are you going to remember the most?
Honestly, well, obviously this past, I guess, week up there in Murfreesboro, like that was just an experience that I never even dreamed of having. But I mean, honestly, playing with my brother my freshman year,
Yeah.
that for sure. Sharing his last game up in Cleveland was just, I'll never forget. I'll never forget that.
Jack, what about you?
I'll kind of reiterate that. I mean, obviously this last week and then playing with my brother those 2 years, that was just it was
Yeah.
a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun for my family, and just, I mean, I'll remember the sub-state game for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that crowd was amazing, and so that was a lot of fun.
Well, you guys certainly made some memories, but you've also created some memories for Cookeville High fans. Jack, I mean, coming off the bench, hitting the threes, and I mean, electrifying the crowd, and Bennett with your defense and the flowing locks, man. I got to know, you wore the cap today, man. I can't believe you. I'm disappointed you wore the cap today, man.
I can't.
All right, what kind of product? I mean, anybody want to give any
Hey,
hair?
man, I keep it to myself. I got secrets. No one can know that one. But
Do they kid him about the hair?
People love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do it for the people.
Yeah,
I do it for the people, buddy. That's
do
what I
love
do.
it. Yeah. People love the hair flip. They love seeing that.
Well, you guys, congratulations, man. And again, what's next?
I'm gonna let you start with this one because I don't know how to answer that question.
Well, I mean, summer mode right now.
Yeah.
Big time.
For a little bit, simmer down. But
Yeah.
I'm going to play basketball at a school, D2 school in Georgia called Young Harris next year.
Oh, nice.
It's in
Congratulations.
Northeast Georgia. Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's what's next for me. So I'm gonna take a
Yeah.
little break, and then I gotta get
Gotta
right
get ready.
back into
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So
I'm just, I just gotta adjust to no basketball. Really, I'm going up to Knoxville in the fall.
Okay.
So I mean, like what he said, summer mode for these next couple months. Just enjoying the time I have here in Cookeville
Yeah.
left and hanging out with him and all the boys
That's good.
as much as I can. Just enjoy it.
Right.
Take it all in.
There's always intramurals, man.
Oh, always.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be Kobe Bryant whenever it comes to this.
Bennett Reeves, Jack Oakley, you guys, thanks for being with us.
of course, thank
Of
you.
course. Awesome. Thanks for having us.
And joining us now, a couple more of the Cookeville High Cavalier seniors that was on this historic run. We got Colin Ayers, we got Josh Heard, and guys, it's in talking with Coach Heard and Jack and Bennett. There's so much that happened this year. I mean, you think about it. I mean, there was a regular season district championship. There was a district tournament championship. There was a region championship. There was a sectional win at home, and then the run in the state tournament. And I've asked Coach, I've asked some of the other guys, when did you know that you really had something special in the team that you really could go far?
Let me get it. I'd say for me, it could be different for other people, but I'd say for me, after probably about those first couple weeks of practice, really, because for me personally, I hadn't
Right, you were
played,
back,
I
yeah.
hadn't really played in 2 years. So for me personally, for them, it could have been a little different. They could have seen it a little earlier on, but for me personally, it was about a couple weeks in once I finally got to see and be up there on the court with the guys and stuff.
Yeah. Josh, what about you?
I mean, if you would have asked me this last year, I would have told you we could have made it last year.
Really?
I mean, any year, to be honest. I've always had confidence in our team. But this year, honestly, I might have to say after we played Stone at home, because I think that was the most, gel that we've had, together. And obviously, I was seeing it in practice. I mean, we was gelling in practice. But, after playing a team that went to state tournament last year,
Right.
and was
With Cade
known-
Caps, a good
exactly,
score, yeah.
and knowing they were going to do it again this year,
Right.
and we were able to 30-piece them at home. I mean, I already knew, hey, we got a chance. We just got to keep working. So, I mean, I'd say that's probably when I was like,
Yeah.
we got it this year for sure.
Well, after you guys won the region championship, you were able to come home. You were able to have that sectional game at home. The last time you'd ever play on your home floor at Cookeville High School. But to have that kind of atmosphere, to have that kind of electricity flowing through the crowd, what was that like for you guys as seniors?
Man, I've said this so many times since that game. It's that game had outdid for me any of the home, any of the away Sparta games that we played in.
Really?
To me, there was just so much more energy there. I think
Yeah.
because it was more than just a rivalry. There was something on the line, something at stake.
Yeah.
And to have the city come out and support us the way they did was just great. I mean, to the point where you can't even hear Coach Heard, who is extremely loud. You can't even hear him on the court. And so, we're basically out there using hand signals to call plays, to call defenses. So I think, that was by far the best high school game that I've been a part of.
Yeah.
I could definitely say the same thing. Just the I can't even explain how I felt before the game. I had to go back in the locker room before we ran on the court and just really prepare myself, because I walked out and I seen how many people was there, and I was like, this is gonna be crazy. When they started calling the names out, I went out on the court and I just didn't know how to feel. But after we scored the first bucket, I think everything kind of went away, and then it was great though. It was definitely I won't say most favorite game this year.
Yeah.
But at home for sure.
So the
For
state
sure.
state championship was
Yeah.
kind of nice to play.
that was really nice.
Well, you know, it's been a few days since you played in the state championship, and obviously that was disappointing. We'll talk a little more about that. But when you look back now at the season and everything that you guys accomplished, has it been able to sink in on exactly the kind of history you've made for Cookeville High basketball this year?
Yeah, I've sort of, laid in bed at night and, really thought about the games. And, you always think about, what could I have done different, all these different things. But to look back at the game, I mean, it's great to play the very last game that anybody gets to play. It's
Yeah.
great to be in that position to play in. So, I mean, it was a near perfect season, aside from, 2 or 3 losses in the regular season.
Yeah.
What, 32 wins?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
I don't even know if the schools had a 30-win season.
No.
I don't know if they have or not.
Yeah.
But just to be in that position that we were in was just great. And, we fell up a little short, but, at the time, it doesn't, obviously it sucks. But looking back on it, you sort of realize, like, man, we actually accomplished something.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like anybody could really look at that and just been like, oh, well, they lost in the state championship game. They didn't do anything. But like something that my dad said after the game, he like had us huddled up. He was like, this sucks. I mean, obviously we didn't do what we wanted to do, but
Mhm.
just think about everything that we did do that's never been done before.
Right.
So it's like we all got to sit back and was like, yeah, we was upset, crying and all that other stuff, but we also got to sit down and like just have a realization like we really did just go do something that's never been done.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was. Yeah, honestly, it didn't hit me at the gym or like anything. It really hit me when I went back to school and teachers were walking up and was like giving me hugs and stuff. Like I almost cried, like giving them hugs in the hallway. Like we're so proud of y'all. I mean, obviously, y'all didn't bring back the gold ball, but y'all brought back a ball that
Brought some hardware back.
other schools didn't get to do. So I
Right.
mean, it was definitely fun. I mean, obviously, wanted to do more, but it definitely for me. I mean, I really realized it like when I went back to school.
And you guys were able to get to that championship game because, and I go back to that Bartlett game, which to me was one of the most exciting, just emotional basketball games I think I've ever seen. And when you guys won that game, the emotions that poured out from you, from Coach Heard, from pretty much everybody on the bench, from Matt Hill, great video of him, man. I mean, he just, and Bailey and those guys. What was that like for you guys?
I had somebody ask me in the post-game interview, they was like, man, we don't ever really see much emotion from you.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I think that is one of the first times that I've ever teared up after a win.
Yeah.
And it was just, I mean, because it's such a highly anticipated game. It's
Right.
such a, you go into that game feeling like, man, if we can knock, who is probably the favorite
Exactly.
in
Yeah.
the tournament.
Right.
So, you go in feeling into that game like, man, if we can knock these guys off, I don't know if anybody.
Yeah.
You
Got a
know,
good chance.
Yeah, we've got a great chance at winning it. So, I mean, we just put everything into that game, and we got some stops there at the end, and rest is history.
Yeah. That was definitely something that like I talked about before the game. Like not even before the game, before we went to the state tournament, when the bracket came out, we were like, well, I mean, we beat Maryville. I mean, that's how I was looking at it. So
Right.
I mean, I was like, we beat Maryville. Bartlett moves on. We got to play Bartlett second round. And
Right.
to me, that was a state championship game, but
Yeah.
in the semifinal round. So definitely, like, I was like, we just got to win this one. We win this one, and we're good. Obviously, we weren't good, but
Yeah.
like, I mean, like this. That's how I was thinking before
Right.
the game. Like, hey, and then going into halftime, the way the game was looking so far, I was like, we gotta do something. Like, we gotta, because we can't go out like this. I
Right.
mean, obviously it was a really good team, and I'm sure everybody was like, that's who's gonna win the state championship. But I just knew we just gotta go out with some type of energy. And after the first 3 minutes of the third quarter, I just seen a switch flipped for all of us, and we put all that we had into finishing the game the way we needed to.
Yeah, I remember in the huddle. We had a huddle. I think we had either a timeout or a media timeout. And it was like me, Jack, Bennett, Josh. Like, we were all telling each other, like, man, we are not ending our high school careers like this. Like,
Yeah.
we're going to give it, everything we got. What happens, you know, is in God's hands, and we ended up being able to win. So.
To see, and you touched on a little bit, Josh, you know, the reaction by the school, the town, you know, the send-off, the welcome reception back, the crowd at the state tournament, just, you know, the following that everybody got behind you guys. I mean, that had to be pretty special because, I mean, we really haven't seen anything like that around here in sports. I don't know ever that where everybody just rallied.
Yeah, that was definitely, honestly, I seen it at the sub-state game.
Yeah.
Like, how many people were coming out, how many people were, oh, we can't wait to come watch y'all tonight. Like, y'all, I'm bringing my whole family.
Yeah.
I heard that we had, like, alumni that played basketball
Right.
that came to that game. So, I mean, I was like, yeah, everybody's behind us. And after we win this game, it's just going to get bigger and better. So, after the sub-state game, before we left, when we found out that we were going to have that send-off, I was like, that's crazy. And then get in the place, driving off, you see all the people standing out. Like, we were driving past the laundromat next to the high school. People stop washing their clothes and come out and watch us, like, drive off. Like, it was kind of crazy. But especially at the games, I mean, that was a different type of atmosphere because it was like, one, we've never been there. Like, we didn't know what it was going to look like, how it was going to feel, and then we had the whole city of Cookeville just out there supporting us the whole time. So, I mean, seeing the city come out like that was definitely crazy, and I think that honestly, like, fueled us to go and do what we did. So,
Yeah. Well, what's next?
He already knows what's next.
Rail splitters, baby, you know what I'm saying?
Going LMU, that's right.
That's, I mean, obviously not next, but I'm going to go out and need to put some work in. Obviously take my little break because I think everybody needs a break.
Sure.
Definitely after having that was the farthest a basketball season could go. I mean,
Yeah.
playing
It was
that
like
long.
an extra month.
Yeah,
Bennett and Jack said they were in summer mode already.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. Yeah, they just got done playing golf before they came over here. Like, yeah, no.
I'll have to go golf afterwards.
Yeah, like, it's definitely just like, I'm about to go to my friend's house right now. Like,
Yeah.
it's definitely like relaxed time, like kick back, chill out, because obviously where I'm sitting at, I'm not gonna have much of a summer, so I might as well start it now because I'm gonna go up and like start working out in my college. So, definitely just relax, let it sink in, and just enjoy. Enjoy. I mean, high school basketball is over, so I mean, sit back and enjoy it.
Yeah. I don't really know. You know, still undecided and stuff like that. I got some things set up and some schools set up, so I'll end up committing sometime this summer.
Well, guys, man, congratulations. It's been so much fun watching you guys. And, you know, I can't echo enough how proud everybody is of the Cavaliers this year and what you guys, not only were you able to do it on the court, but you did it in a very classy fashion too, with your sportsmanship and things like that. And I think that's something Coach Heard can be proud of. And each one of you guys, as seniors, you know how important it is to live the Cavalier way, to, you know, to kind of pave the road for the next guys that come your way. So, do you think they can get back?
Yeah. I mean, I've always got faith, especially in the guys there and the coaching staff and stuff. I mean, I know they're going to be pushed and stuff. So, I mean, I've always got faith, and hopefully we can go back and watch as fans next year at the class house.
Yeah, they were actually. We were at the high school before. I had to take my sister home, so I was waiting on her. But the juniors or coming up seniors, they already had the younger guys in there scrimmaging. Like, they were on the main floor just playing 5-on-5. So I mean, obviously I think they got a chance. I mean, they'll have to see the same team probably because I mean,
they were going to be pretty good too.
Yeah. So I mean, they just work hard. I mean, I know they're all workhorses. I mean, I know my brother and Jaron and Joe, they all hold everybody accountable, and I'm hoping some of the young guys step up and realize like we got to take like responsibility for some of this. So I think they got a chance, and I'll definitely be coming back and watching them for sure. So,
All right, Josh Heard, Colin Ayers, thank you so much. Congratulations on another great season, man, and good luck to you in the future. And that's going to do it this week for the PCS Connection. I'm Buddy Pearson, the Communications and Marketing Supervisor. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget, you can check out the PCS Connection on our YouTube channel, and you can also check it out on our social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and X. Until next week, we'll see you then. God bless everybody.